Hello and welcome. So, The Power of the Doctor, Jodie Whittaker's final outing, the last time we're going to see her as a Doctor, and uh, the first female Doctor. And it's funny, before when there's a massive change, I would consider it a massive change. Having I guess like almost 60 years of a man being the Doctor and then having a female. Before the fact, it's like your brain can't. What's it going to be like? How is it going to switch up the dynamic between the Doctor and companions, and how are they going to act? But Jodie Whittaker, like, first and foremost, she's a fantastic actor, and as the Doctor, I've loved her as the Doctor. If you know what I mean, like, I don't love the show. I think the writing and the showrunners have really sort of dropped the ball, and they're just confused and doing crazy stuff with the lore, and just it's been poor in my opinion. And the consensus um, would agree, I think. So yeah, it's refreshing to see that the showrunner from when I was a child is back next year to helm the new series with Enkati. And Enkati, he looks fantastic as a Doctor. I've seen some some pictures with him, and the little glimpse that we got at the end of Power of the Doctor. Yeah, he looks like a wrecking ball. Um, so yeah, Power of the Doctor with a bumper special, 90 minutes. Um, the first like 5-10 minutes, I was like, "Ooh, again, we're off to a rocky start, and it's not looking good." But I gradually got into it. I liked seeing all the previous companions from the past 60 years. And I literally mean 60 years. There's like a 97-year-old man. Um, so the showrunners like contacted people, and it shows massive respect, and it's great being given an opportunity, whether you accept or not, as the actor, to come back for a brief cameo is your own choice. But like the companions that did get a lot of screen time, Ace, and and the other one, they got to show off a lot of their charm, so I'm sure that impressed and the older audience of Doctor Who. I've seen, I've they're not fresh in my memory, but I can remember them because I have watched the series. So yeah, Power of the Doctor. The Master. It's always the Master versus the Doctor is great. It's they're like a circle. They're one in the same. They go together. Chaos and goodness, and they just clash perfectly. And it's been done so many times over the years. The David Tennant era Master, that episode, that was terrific. That's like pinnacle of like in terms of like acting and writing. So now we've got this new iteration of the Master, and he's like, it's funny because he made me laugh a few times. He's more like campy, quirky, he's very silly. He got sillier as it went on, But there was a clash because the stakes rose higher, and like he got more menacing, and the Doctor, you could see on Jodie Whittaker's face, she was terrified of like the consequences of his actions and what it could mean for her and Earth. But so as he's becoming more terrifying, he's becoming more silly. So there was a bit of a clash. Um, but yeah, overall, I mean, there was a dance number. I'm sure a certain uh, like certain percentage of the audience enjoyed that dance number. His little dance number when he's got the Doctor in it as a hostage. I thought it was a bit too far, but no, I'm all for being having a little bit of fun sometimes. Yeah, and like the stakes were never higher in Jodie Whittaker's time as a Doctor. She really did. This is the time when she regenerates. She's no more. She is defeated in this one, and Yaz, her companion, it's a shame what's been done to her because she's a great actor, and she has real affection for the Doctor, but we don't really feel that. Like, we know that that's what they're trying to portray, and you could suspect that like the actors probably sit on set between takes, and they're like, listen, we should because there was a photo that they published of like them two like pouting, like beginning to kiss one another and not actually doing so, but like so they probably got together and they thought, look, the showrunners are not going to do it, let's do it ourselves. But also, it's the Doctor's not been portrayed as gay, so to have Jodie Whittaker embrace Yaz in that way would be would be a negative portrayal of her character, because there's a good lesson to be found there. You know, if you're not one thing, don't lure someone into that, because that could be more dangerous to the other person. But yeah, so we just don't really believe their relationship. But Yaz done a terrific job. She got so much to do here. She was saving the Doctor, saving people. The TARDIS trusts her. That was quite cool to see, because the TARDIS is like, you know, like a sentient being. So yeah, we had like I think the unit tower, and like with the unit, it's pretty cool because they're setting up, they're like future proofing the series. Although like the series Doctor Who is now going to move studios, even to like I think a different country, new showrunners, so it's going to get a whole revamp. But they're currently setting things up where like we could have returning cameos or a whole new spin-off show of Unit, because we've got all these characters now together, like an AA meeting to sit and reminisce on their time with the Doctor, and just being picked up, whisked away across the galaxy, and then dropped off, forgotten about. Yeah, we've got some cameos from previous Doctors. That's cool. I guess a lot of this review is me talking about like little things that, like, I say little things, just the things that like the show does to appeal to you and excite you. Like, because the actual plot itself is like very, like, I say convoluted. It's you know, again, like the Cybermen have done it. So for like a final outing, yeah, you use all your baddest characters, you know, your villains. That's fitting, you know. They should, you know, but the Cybermen and Daleks have been used far too much in Jodie Whittaker's tenure, to the point where, like, you know, I'm not like fretting over the fact that, like, although the Cybermen are pretty cool in this one. Like, the Cybermen are, like, you can see, like, they're very mobile, and they're quite terrifying. I did like that. I like the whole Dalek, the whole traitorous Dalek, and the volcanoes are pretty cool. And like you can see where, like, if Doctor Who is given the money, like rarely is British television given, like, you know, top money to really like blend CGI and practical in. But obviously this one was, and there was some really. I think there was a moment where like the unit building is being destroyed, and a couple of our main characters are running out, and like it seamlessly sort of from what I recollect, it uses CGI as the explosion is like erupting and rubble is going everywhere, and like the two characters running out, two characters are running out, and it sort of goes to practical as like the two actors come into frame, and everything's just like smoke and dust around them. That was pretty cool actually. It just goes to show like when you've got the budget, you know, but it's not even like a Saturday night television show anymore, is it? I was gonna say like Saturday night television doesn't get the money it used to when I was younger. Now it's been reduced to a Sunday television show. Perhaps that will change if the ratings go up, and that's why they've brought David Tennant back. And like David Tennant is a fan favourite. Universally, everyone loves David Tennant. For some, he's their favourite Doctor. Yes, along with 4. So yeah, they've got David Tennant coming back for I think 3 special episodes in November of 2023, and then to hand over to the 15th Doctor, Ann Cutty. Yes, I think they're just trying to get the ratings up for those 3 specials. So yeah, Power of the Doctor. I mean, yeah, it's got a good showing. We got like returning faces. That's pretty cool. Vinder, like obviously the actor behind him, he's a great actor, and I'm so delighted every time I see him in any piece of work. But yeah, Vinder, he's just going across the galaxy. I'm not today. I could be probably wrong, but like the last time I saw him, he was trying to find his wife, pregnant wife, I think. He was scouring the galaxy for her, and everything was going against him. And he was given this communicator from the Doctor, and like in last measures, when you need to get through to me, press the button or whatnot on the communicator. So Vinder presses it on this like frozen moon where the Master's doing all this diabolical plotting. And Yaz finds him, and they plot to overthrow the Master when the Master thinks he's in control, and he really is. Like they turn the table on him, and it's pretty cool. And they get the Doctor back, and so Vinder's always cool to see. I don't know if we'll ever see him again, but it would be pretty cool. And like he's not like a goody two shoes. He's because he's not like one of the main companions. He shot the Master, you know, like in the shoulder or whatnot. He doesn't mess about. He doesn't have to worry about pleasing anyone. That was pretty cool. So yeah, overall I enjoyed it. It was like, just 90 minutes of just mostly like, fun, some camp, lots of action. It's not my favourite. I'm not sort of invested in that tenure, and it's a shame because Jodie Whittaker's brilliant, and Yaz, and yeah, so the actors involved are brilliant. It's just the writing. So, but in terms of like recent episodes in the last few years, like really this is one of the highlights. Yeah. So that's Power of the Doctor. We won't see any new Doctor Who now for 13 months. The wait will be long, but hopefully it's worth it. Thank you.